Hello everyone and welcome to another weekly session here on the SRS Pro. This is Jordan and today we're going to cover some of the interesting examples that we personally found interesting and probably worth trading when it comes to SRS Pro. So as you can see, last week was not well, let's say that fruitful in terms of setups and opportunities that we would consider trading. Just two trades, and just for a quick reference, the week started from the 29th up until 2nd, okay, April 2nd. So that again gives us just two setups here to discuss. But regardless, let's go ahead and check them out. First one, oil, sell opportunity. Well, this is pretty much clear what's happening here. First of all, this trend line right there was broken. So if you're trading this part here, you already had the first candle, second candle breaking below. That might be considered as an opportunity already. Then you have the low which formed after this breakout, and the price started consolidating. So right here you might be looking at breakout, or in other words, step trading of some sort, which would be triggering the sell opportunity. In terms of indicators, it's pretty clear what's happening, right? On the 4-hour chart, the situation is not that clear. H1, again, mixed a bit. And even by looking at the chart right here, I'm going to show you something in a second, but even by looking at the chart right here, in this very moment, on the 1-hour chart, we can see that the price is ranging, okay? And most people don't like ranges for some reason, but in my opinion, they're absolutely fantastic way to make money. So let's go ahead and see the live chart here on oil, on crude. And now when we zoom in a bit, you can see that we actually have a structure. So I'm not sure if you guys trade structures or not, but we have a bearish structure, and this structure was then followed by a range. Okay, starting from here down to here, right? Let's drop it just for the sake of it. So knowing that the price is right here and breaking below and etc., it makes sense to consider the price going to the opposite direction. So even when you look at it from Moods time frame perspective and probably evolving a bit of chart patterns here, and at least key levels, right? If you don't know chart patterns, you can simply rely on levels alone. You will see the logic behind this potential setup here. Now this one pushed higher, as we saw also right here, okay? But in general, that would be the idea. Then we have Kiwi franc. And for Kiwi franc, this time we're looking at the, excuse me, 15-minute chart. And right here, I have a few things to mention, okay? Now, the first thing, I'm going to start from left and analyze the thing to the right side. Look at these highs. So at some point, the price was doing whatever it was doing, and then from this zone, we're getting a breakout, and the price is being positioned above these levels. Attempt to go lower, which failed. Another attempt to go lower, which for a second managed to hold. This low was never broken. This low was never broken. So basically, you have breakout, fail, breakout, hold, but then it never managed to continue lower. Break above, break below. None of this is being broken. The price is now consolidating, looking for the next available move and power behind it. And then it starts pushing up again, breaking this high. And it starts to make sense that as long as these levels are holding here, the price might be continuing higher. Excuse me. Now, this is in terms of the bullish side. What I would also like to mention here is the opposite arguments, which I personally would be looking at like this. And for me, of course, this is just a 15-minute time frame, right? We don't have analysis on the higher time frame, but that shows me that there is a potential, again, excuse me, that we might be looking at pullbacks and deeper continuation because of this structure. What happens later on is whether we are going to consider it from here or here doesn't change much, but we have two waves which never managed to create a third wave right there. Okay, so two waves, and then we started to consolidate. Now that might has the potential to continue higher after this potential pullback here, right? Because we're never breaking below the previous lows, the lows of the previous structure, I mean. So that could be considered like this, but this is not a factual setup here. It's just a possible setup which might be pushing and breaking this high. So some traders do it and they trade it, and we had, which example was that in the Traders Academy co-op just previous week? I really can't remember, but basically the situation was pretty much the same. You have a structure in one position, in one direction, I should say, and then you have a structure, or at least potential structure, in the opposite position. So what do we do, right? And that brings, sorry about the phone, that brings a bit more aggressiveness to this setup, in my opinion. Another thing here, which I would consider aggressive, is the fact that this trend line was never broken. Okay, this is clearly, it looks like a consolidation, which means expectation is to continue up, right? We're creating higher highs. That makes sense. But we actually did not get the breakout yet. What we did get, though, is, at least on this broker, a very tiny spike above the previous one. Now, this is probably less than a pip or something, but the price is starting to attempt. So on your broker might be different, I have no clue, but in any way, usually when we're looking for breakouts and step trading of some sort, I like to see clear, powerful momentum coming with this setup, right? So if we look at where this thing developed, and this is the very same high, I would personally, I'm not saying this is the only way, the correct way, okay? I'm just saying what I would personally do. I would personally be waiting for this next candle to show me this trend that, first of all, trend line is broken, clearly broken above, and these highs are also broken clearly by this candle right here. Otherwise, it's a tiny attempt, but nothing that shows me that much, right? Now, in terms of the indicators, 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3, but the higher time frames momentum, or the candles, are showing us that this is in a strong bullish structure developing to the upside. So when you put this along with the possibility of this structure here indeed being a corrective one, the setup starts to gain traction, maybe bullish traction here, but I would be considering this trade twice, and if anything, I would be probably trading with a little bit less risk. Okay, so that would be all for this week, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop a comment below, or you can reach us in the Telegram groups. Me, Vladimir, and the rest of the traders there will be helping with whatever available at that moment. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.